What's up, everybody? Josh Baker here, back with HCS Grappling, and we are on the road to HCS 8. And I am super excited to introduce our guest coming today, Sophie Sharp, after her impressive last-minute step up for HCS 6. How you doing, Sophie?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us today. And we'll get right to it, right? It was a week out from HCS 6. I had to pull out, and I was like, all right, who's out there? I blasted it. Dad hit me up, and he said, all right, let's go. Let's do it. And I was super excited to get you on. I mean, you're local. You live not too far from the venue. So I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. We had a little delay of seeing if the match was going to happen, but we went right through it. So we'll just talk about a little bit of your first HCS experience and how was the treating in the circle for you?
I thought it was actually run very well. A lot better than, honestly, some bigger organizations. It was very chill and almost like low-key. Like, there wasn't too much spotlight, which is nice, especially for beginner super fight people, I guess you could say. So yeah, I thought it was run very well.
I appreciate that. That's what we want, right? We're the house party of grappling. I don't want you here for hours. I just want some good matches and to go. And I mean, it started off right away.
Yeah.
You brought an army with you. I mean, again, it was a short notice, and you still brought everyone. Base Roar was nice and loud here at Zephyr.
Yes.
But I mean, I've seen you around. We've been on the same mat together, and you've grown up. You're growing up into a great athlete and individual. Again, you're only 16, so we're just getting started here. But hearing the crowd roar was super deafening, and I had to leave my seat because we had a little issue going to the buzzer, where you had the first sub in. I will say it was a beautiful armbar, but I had to make sure we had to go. So just talk about like how mindset that was, that you thought you had to finish, but the time went off. How did that affect your psyche for a second?
I mean, I was definitely stunned just because there was so much of the crowd yelling that I couldn't hear the buzzer. So the second I saw my opponent tap, I was like, oh, I won. And then I saw you run out and you're like, nope. So I was like, oh no. But then I just got right back to work.
And that, just so you know, that shows a lot of maturity. A lot of people come here, well, one, either give me some not nice words, but sometimes adrenaline is just a dump. But you gathered, you're like, all right, let's go to overtime, and you got it done. So you technically had 2 subs of the night, and it was a beautiful performance. Again, I'm super excited to. I was super excited to have you in the circle. I'm super excited to bring you back. HCS 8.
Yeah, me too.
December 3rd, it's our Grand Prix. We'll be making the announcement by the time this comes out that we are going to pay-per-view, right? So I started this last year, and we're on the duels coming up on the 20th. It's exactly 1 year from our trial page. Now we're 8 events in, and we're going. So you have another exciting matchup with Zora coming out of Shorty MMA, so she's going to be super tough. I don't think you know much about her, but how's your training going on? We're approaching about 4 weeks into the event already. How you feeling, and how's training going?
Yeah, I've been feeling actually really good. I'm starting my weight cut a little bit, not only just for this super fight, but for wrestling. And I'm not training that hard right now since it is around 4 weeks until the super fight, but I am slowly like getting my mindset in and everything, making sure I have my good training partners there at practice. But yeah, it's been really good.
Good. Yeah, I mean, you dove into weight cut and wrestling. That's why we get along. This league is made by a wrestler for wrestlers. No, we accept everybody. And that's super exciting. You're going to be coming up for your wrestling for Ocean again this year, right?
Yes.
That's super exciting. You're going 114 for that as well. How was your wrestling season last year?
I think as a freshman who's never really wrestled before, only had a jiu-jitsu background, I think I did pretty decent. I think my record was like 12-7 or 13-7. So it wasn't that bad in my opinion. I think this year I'll do a lot better since off season I didn't take any time off, probably other than a week. But yeah, I feel pretty confident.
Nice. How many times you lock your hands?
Ooh, I think I'm sure I got yelled at a couple times. But I don't know. It's kind of different. Once I'm on a wrestling mat, my wrestling mindset comes in, and when I'm on a jiu-jitsu mat, obviously jiu-jitsu mindset comes in. So it wasn't that rough, but I'm sure I locked my hands a couple times.
It is a big difference between the two, but again, that just shows your maturity. You know, you're at a young age, and I mean, the teenage wave in jiu-jitsu right now is huge, and then the female wrestling right now in New Jersey is huge, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so you know, I'm the Old Bridge wrestling coach. I got a bunch of girls. I do have a girl at your weight, so maybe we will see each other across the mat. Hopefully in Atlantic City, you know, when it all matters, and you have super goals to go through it. Now, I see your name everywhere. You're training everywhere. You don't stay, like you said, you don't take time off, and that's exactly what you need to do to get into the sport. Now, you get to train with like Danielle Kelly and all these other high-level profiles. Now, for such a young individual, how does that make you feel, like having such a support, and everyone just has belief in you? And I think you can go to as high as however you want, but how does that make you feel going into your training and your matches and all that?
Honestly, it just makes me feel more confident than I already am personally for myself, because there have been times where I'm like, oh, this opponent could be really tough, but then I have all my teammates who might not necessarily be from my gym, but like Danielle or someone else like Trinity, who still push me to make sure I'm ready. So it's a good support system.
Yeah, it takes an army, right? And, these sports are individual: wrestling, jiu-jitsu, all martial arts. You all are by yourself for the match, but a lot of people don't understand what it takes to get out there. And again, you came out last notice, and sometimes people won't even do that. You have no idea how many DMs I get, like, oh, I want a match. I offer it to you short notice. Not enough time. It took us about 3 minutes for us to decide, all right, no, we're going to put you in. So with that being said, the next step is December 3rd, HCS 8. We have a Grand Prix. I'll be crowning my first champ. We'll be having a $1,000 Grand Prix, all right, on top of that. And then we're going to have 10 other super fights with likes of you, Nicole Matthews on it. We have an entire card: Jason Payton, TJ Saz, Nick Tazzino. We're all coming here. So I'm super excited to bring you back, right back to Zephyr Performance Training in Shrewsbury, so right down the road. I know it's the beginning of wrestling season, but it'll be a nice little tune-up for you, right? It's about 2 weeks before the opening weekend for NJSAA. So, Sophie, I thank you for joining me today. It was great talking to you. I'm super excited to watch you grow into the sport, but most important, super excited to watch you grow inside our HCS circle. Everyone that's tuning in, make sure you tune in, follow along. Our next up is this Sunday, HCS 7. The duels will be crowning our first pro dual meet champion, and then we're following back 3 weeks later. HCS 8 will be live behind the pay-per-view. Make sure you look for our links as we share it. And if you are supporting a local fighter, make sure you use their last name, especially if you're supporting Sophie right now. You put Sharp right into there, and she gets the proceeds going back to it. Sophie, best of luck in training. It was great to see you. Everyone else, I'll talk to you soon. See you soon. See you later.